Ladies and gentlemen, football fans across the nation, can you feel that chill in the air? It's not just November winds whipping through Gillette Stadium. It's the electric buzz of a team on fire, rewriting the script of this 2025 NFL season one thunderous win at a time. I'm your host, the voice that's bled green for the Eagles and blue for the Pats since I could lace up my first pair of cleats, and tonight, we've got a story that's got the AFC shaking. The New England Patriots, folks, the dynasty reborn under the iron fist of Mike Vrabel, have just become the first squad to punch their ticket to 9 victories this year. And they did it with style, smoke, and a whole lot of swagger, dismantling the New York Jets 27-14 on Thursday Night Football. What a night! But hold on, because as we unpack this gem from Foxborough, we'll weave in the timeless threads that bind these two titans, the Eagles and the Pats, like that unforgettable clash in Super Bowl 52. Strap in, this is gonna be a ride. Let's start with the headlines, because you deserve the juice first. The Pats, led by their gunslinging rookie sensation Drake Maye, running back TreVeyon Henderson, wideout Stefon Diggs, you heard me, Diggs in New England now, and a defense that's swarming like angry hornets, just sent the Jets packing. 27-14, not even close after the first quarter. Maye was surgical under center, threading needles through a secondary that couldn't catch a cold, while Henderson churned out yards like he was plowing a field in rural North Carolina. And that defense. Pick sixes, sacks, turnovers. They treated Zach Wilson like a piñata at a kid's birthday. Vrabel, the coach who turned Tennessee into a playoff beast and now has the Pats humming like a well-oiled machine, was beaming post-game, arms raised like he just conquered Everest. "This is our house," he growled in the locker room, "and we're just getting started." 8 straight wins, folks, 8. That's not a streak, that's a statement. The AFC East is theirs for the taking, but they've got eyes on Buffalo next, after a well-deserved bye in Week 15. Josh Allen and the Bills? Bring it. AW there, and the Pats are division champs, breathing down the necks of the Chiefs and Ravens for that top seed. Now, let's dive deeper, because what makes this Pats surge so delicious isn't just the scoreboard, it's the soul. And at the heart of it all is Drake Maye, this 23-year-old phenom out of North Carolina, who's got ESPN's Dan Orlovsky, a guy who slung it for a decade in the league himself, drawing parallels to one of the all-time greats, Andrew Luck. Orlovsky, breaking it down on First Take this morning, couldn't hide his awe. "It's really interesting to watch Drake Maye play right now," he said, leaning into the camera like he was sharing a secret. "Coming out of school, I don't remember anyone talking about how impressive he was in the pocket, that pocket movement. I don't know the last time we saw a young quarterback move in the pocket like this. I'd go back to maybe Andrew Luck. Because in college, Maye didn't have to do it. It was an RPO offense, catch and throw. But now, he's so impressive moving in the pocket. That's made the passing game scarier. It's very Andrew Luck-like right now. Oh man, if you're a Pats fan, that hits different. Remember Luck? The kid from Stanford who stepped into the NFL in 2012 like he owned the joint, pro-style offense at the farm, where he'd dance in the pocket, evade rushers without bailing, and rifle lasers downfield. 3,000-plus yards as a frosh, 2 Heisman runner-ups, and then in Indy, he was mowing down defenses. 4,374 yards and 23 touchdowns as a rookie, leading the Colts to the playoffs. But injuries cut his career short, a tragedy that still stings. Maye. He's channeling that same pocket wizardry, but with Vrabel's grit infused. Through 11 games this season, Maye's at 2,836 passing yards, 20 touchdowns, just 5 picks. Efficiency that's got him flirting with MVP whispers. Against the Jets, he diced them for 280 yards and 3 scores, stepping up in the face of blitzes like he'd been doing it since Pee Wee. It's not just arm talent, it's that innate feel, that Luck-esque poise where he slides left, plants, and boom, Diggs hauls in a 40-yarder over the shoulder. Vrabel scheming it perfectly too, mixing in those run-heavy sets he loved in Nashville, with Henderson pounding for 962 scrimmage yards already, 3rd in the league among backs. The defense, anchored by vets like Matthew Judon terrorizing from the edge, has held opponents to under 17 points in 7 of those 8 wins. This ain't luck, this is lightning in a bottle. But here's where it gets personal for me, bridging the Atlantic divide between Foxborough and Philly. The Patriots and Eagles? They're linked in NFL lore like peanut butter and jelly, sweet, messy, and full of surprises. Flashback to Super Bowl 39 in 2005, Alltel Stadium in Jacksonville baking under the Florida sun. Tom Brady, the sixth-round miracle, outdueled Donovan McNabb in a 24-21 nail-biter, hoisting Lombardi number 3 for New England and kicking off that dynasty that would snag 6 rings total. LI's 28-3 comeback against Atlanta still gives me chills, the greatest rally in Super Bowl history. Brady, with 219 yards and 2 scores that night against Philly, was the maestro, but the Pats' defense, led by Teddy Bruschi and that swarming front, stuffed the Birds' run game cold. Then, fate flips the script in Super Bowl 52, 2018, U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The Eagles, the ultimate underdogs at 13-3, with Nick Foles stepping up like a Philly cheesesteak hero. Remember the Philly special? Corey Clement hands off to Trey Burton, who flips it to Foles for a touchdown catch on 4th and goal. Unheard of. Philly wins 41-33, their first ring since, well, ever, really. Foles 373 yards and 3 picks, Brandon Graham's strip sack on Brady in the final minutes. It was poetic justice, the city of brotherly shove finally shoving back. That rivalry echoes today, doesn't it? The Pats, with their loyal New England faithful packing Gillette, blue-collar tough like the lobster traps off Cape Cod, always plotting that next chapter in the dynasty. And the Eagles? Oh, Lincoln Financial Field roars like a thunderstorm over the Schuylkill, those rowdy Birds fans booing Santa Claus back in '65 and turning Broad Street into a parade route after AII. Legends like Reggie White, the Minister of Defense, who sacked QBs 198 times in green, most in team history, racking up 21 in '89 alone, or Brian Dawkins, Weapon X, the safety who hit like a freight train and danced like a demon, 37 picks and 9 forced fumbles over 13 seasons. Those ghosts haunt the sidelines, inspiring today's stars. Jalen Hurts, the dual-threat dynamo from Alabama, who's at 1,860 yards, 16 touchdowns, and just 1 interception through 10 games this year. Efficiency that's pure magic. Pair him with A.J. Brown, the big-bodied beast from Ole Miss, who's clawed through 31 catches for 408 yards and 3 scores despite a slow start plagued by nagging tweaks. Brown's target rates dipped to 24.5% this season, a career low, but when he and Hurts sync, like that 79-yard bomb Hurts uncorked last week, it's devastating. The Eagles' D, with Darius Slay locking corners and that resilient front echoing White's era, has the Birds at 7-3, nipping at the Cowboys' heels in the NFC East. Dallas, the Giants, the Commanders, Philly's feasted on that rivalry meet for years, but a potential rematch with the Pats in the Super Bowl? Now that's the stuff of dreams, or nightmares, depending on your colors. Let's break it down tactically, because us anchors live for the chess match. Vrabel's Pats are a balanced beast, 78.4 yards per game on the ground, Maye ranking 6th league-wide in that category when he scrambles, but it's his tight window throws, best in the NFL at 78.4 yards per game in those squeezes, per ESPN stats, that terrify. A Pats-Eagles finale? The NFL's wet dream, dynasty versus underdog, Foxborough Ghosts versus Philly Heart. Predictions. I'll take Pats over Bills 28-24, Maye to Diggs dagger in the 4th. Eagles handle the Commanders 31-20, Hurts 2 rushing scores. Playoffs. Both squads in, Pats grabbing the 1 seed, Birds the 5, path to a rematch in Atlanta. Phew, what a whirlwind, from Foxborough fireworks to Philly thunder, this league's never been hotter. Eagles Nation, lace up for that Sunday showdown, Pats faithful, chant, do your job a little louder. Tune in next time as we chase these stories, because in the NFL, every snap's a story waiting to explode. This is your anchor signing off. Keep the faith, keep the fight. Go Birds. And yeah, respect the Pats.